I bring you greetings today, and I want to talk to you about the fact, are you willing to give up what you have to receive what you want? And we'll be coming from Genesis chapter 30, starting at the 25th verse. It says, after Rachel gave birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, send me on my way so I can go back to my own homeland. Give me my wives and children, for whom I have served you, and I will be on my way. But Laban said to him, if I have found favor in your eyes, please stay. I have learned by divination that the Lord have blessed me because of you. He added, name your wages, and I will pay them. And Jacob said to him, you know how I have worked for you, and how your livestock have fared under my care. The little you had before I came has increased greatly, and the Lord have blessed you wherever I have been. But now, when may I do something for my own household? There's nothing new under the sun. They had their version of child protective services in our daytime, even back in the Bible daytime. So this young man having to work and earn his family. But at least in the Bible days, this young man that owned him and he was working for, what did he say? I want to keep you here, because I know for a fact, even using divination, which is evilness, even using evilness, I have found that it's not because I'm blessed, but it's because I have you here that God is blessing me. And I don't want you to leave. And a lot of times that is exactly what's going on with us, our family, our children. See, it's not so much that they care about who child they take, in the same sense that they care about what they can get for that child. In the system, you can get a certain amount of money for every child that's a certain age. From babies on up. You can get more benefits. You can get more things and get more perks. Get more gifts for putting them up for adoption and letting other people adopt them out. So sometimes it's not even about the parents. It's about they know where their blessings come from. And they know for the fact that God bless the just just as well as the unjust. See, some of us forget that. We think we so holy or whatever the case may be, that God only gonna bless us. But God bless the just as well as the unjust. And the unjust have learned how to take our children to receive the just benefit. What did the man say? He said what? Laban said unto him, if I have found favor in your eyes, please stay. I have learned by divination that the Lord has blessed me because of you. See, sometimes we fail to realize that, we other people are being blessed because of us. Other people are being blessed because of our children. Some people would have no money if they didn't have our children. Some people wouldn't have a roof over their head if they didn't have our children. Some people would be getting these benefits that they get for having our children if they didn't have our children. Even some of the social workers, some of the people that work in the government, they wouldn't be getting what they're getting if they didn't have our children. They wouldn't be getting them perks for having a child put up for adoption if there was no child to put up for adoption. So it's not just that they doing things to be evil, they're doing things to benefit themselves. They have understood how to get those things that they think they need to get, because they know where God's blessings come from. And they know that God reigns on the just as well as the unjust. See, God ain't going to sit over and say, I'm going to bless this one over here and not bless the other one. God said, what gift is it that an evil man can give his child? If he give his child a good gift, he won't bless him. But a lot of us, we look upon it as, this one did this, and that one did this, and that one did that. And that's not the truth. What they did is true. But what they want ain't what we think they want. A lot of the times they want the blessings. They want the money. They want that check. They want whatever benefits they can get for having that child. And could care less about the child. Just like this young man, I said at least in the Bible he owned up to it. He told them, no, I'm not giving you your family, your wives and your children. Because if I give you your wives and your children and let you go, you're going to take my blessings with you. And I ain't about to do that. A lot of times we fail to realize that, you know what, it's not what we think going on, it's really going on. But God said there's nothing new under the sun. Search his word out. It's up in there. Just like the same person with the two wives, with Rachel and Leah. Said one needed had a son that got sick, and both of them sisters now, tight but right. Both of them sisters. But one of them had a son that got sick to the point that he could have died. And that little one that thought she was Miss G thing and everything because Jacob loved her. And the daddy pushed Leah on to Jacob. All of that boosting up and all that nonsense that Rachel did before her child got sick. When her child got sick to the point of death, her son got sick to the point that he was going to die, she took all of it back. She went back and told her old sis, you know what? I'm cool with you. You got something I need. How can we work it? As a matter of fact, she told her, I know what you want. You want our husband, my husband, because he loved me, but he don't love you. But if you give me that mandrake flower, he'll be yours. You can fry him, dye him, and lay him to the side him. And tell him I said so. For one night. And you know, it's sad when somebody want to be loved by somebody to the point that they're willing to do something like that. But you know what? A lot of us look at how men pimp women, but they don't take note of how these two sisters pimp Jacob. They pimped the trickster himself. So one had a need, the other one had what she needed, and they put aside whatever else was going on at that time. And said, all right, I tell you what you do. You go meet old boy on his way in from work, down there in the field. And tell him I said that tonight is your night. He was going to fire you, dye you, lay you to the side you, and do everything you want him to do for this night. And somebody said that in the Bible, women didn't rule men. I beg to differ just one time here. Because Jacob did not say no. Jacob, as a matter of fact, whatever they did that night, that frying, dying, laying to the side was so good that Leah got pregnant. And he never said no. So people say what they want to say. Jacob wasn't running that. Rachel ran that. Because Jacob could have said no. But Jacob did not say no. So he went on and did what he had to do. He fried, dyed, and laid Leah to the side, just like Leah wanted it. So you know what, we sit around and we wonder about this and wonder about that, but all in that same sense, just like I was saying, it's nothing new under the sun. A lot of things in the Bible that people don't want said and don't want heard. But it was done. And all in that same sense, just like this Child Protective Services or DSS that we have now, in the Bible days too. In the Bible days too. This man didn't own his wives and children. Telling to his owner, the person he worked for, owned them. And when he got ready to get them and wanted to take them and move, he had to ask his permission to do it. But all in that same sense, you know, what did the man say? I used evilness. I did divination. And my divination results was, I can't let you go, bro. Because if I let you go, my blessing's going with you. I'm not blessed because of me. I'm blessed because of you. So, You tell me what you want and I give it to you. But if we go back and read a little further in Genesis chapter 30, past the 30th verse, so you will find that all that Laban did to keep him, to get his son, to Laban to keep him there so he wouldn't take his wives and children and leave, but you'll find all that he did too, because he wanted to leave. But even in that, sometimes we fail to realize that we got to learn how to use what it is that God gave us to use. People can say what they want to say and do what they want to do. Even in this Bible story. Even in the scriptures. So what did it say? That young man told him what he wanted. You'll never get anything if you never ask for anything. You'll never get any results until you do something. Now, if he would have asked him, he said no, and told him, if this is what you want, I'll please stay. And then he didn't never respond back. He wouldn't have got nothing, because he didn't respond back. But yes, he jumped through hoops, but his hoops had results, and the results was to his benefit. But better yet is still, again, he acknowledged what he did. He acknowledged what he knew. He acknowledged the fact, yes, I need you here. I need your family here. Because God's not blessing me because of me. He blessing me because of you. See, some people getting 3rd of the month, 1st of the month, 15th of the month, food stamps, all kind of adoption programs, all kind of benefits for the child, for them. The blessing ain't coming for them. The blessing is coming because they got the child. And that child is the blessing. And they know that child is the blessing. And they don't want to lose their blessing. Lie, cheat, steal, do whatever need be. Because it ain't about the child. And some of the time it ain't even about us. It's about what the word of God says about it. What the man say? I know I received my blessing because of you. Even though he said I used witchcraft to look into it, to verify, to see it. But it was revealed to me by divination that no, God is not blessing me because he's blessing me. He's blessing me because you here. As long as I got you in my house, I'm good. As long as I got you to my benefit, you in my house. And God gonna look down and bless my household because you're here. He's not blessing me because of me. He's blessing me because of you. Now, how many of us would rather hear somebody say that? And be honestly and truthful. I'm getting this kickback. $1,300 a month. Whatever it is you're getting. They gave me $10,000 to adopt your child out. They gave me a certain salary or a stipend or a perk. They gave me something to do what I did. So that's why I did it. Do you not know I get a certain amount a month just because your child here? Just because your child in my custody. So my household has increased because of that child present. Not because I love the child, not because I like the child, not because I want the child, but because the blessings that come with that child. But God said, lift up thy head unto the hill. Look up to the hill from which cometh all thine help. For all thine help cometh from the Lord. See, a lot of us looking at how to get that help at a pimped out way. They're trying to do one of them Leahs. Do one of them Rachels. Rachel ain't have time for Leah until her child got sick. And dead unto death sick at that. Then she saw Leah as homegirl, sister, can we do this? So all of that, he loved me. He married you first, but he didn't want you. He wanted me. That's why he worked 7 years to get me. And he still don't want you. He still want me. All of that went out the window. She said, okay, let's fry, die, and lay it to the side. You got what I want. I got what you need. Let's play, let's make a deal. And they pimped the trickster out. They pimped Jacob out himself. But how many of us don't know there's a lot of people behind the scenes doing the same thing? Call it what you may, but it ain't going to change what God's word say.